Romantic attraction is a powerful force. It can't always be explained why we are attracted to the people that we are attracted to. But when this happens, we all know it's quite compelling. Sometimes we fail to handle this with our emotions and our brain. We let our heart lead. In fact, ladies are the most victims of this. They allow their fantasies to take the front seat, and in most cases, terms are not spelt. Now, this almost always ends in tears when the friendship fails to reach a relationship status. It becomes something queer, something weird, something distasteful, known as situationship. Today on the Stronghold, we're going to x-ray this word, situationship. What is situationship? How do people find themselves in situationships? And most importantly, how do you exit situationship? My name is Tifil. Don't even blink because I'll be back in the heartbreak. Don't go away. This is the Stronghold. Okay, glad to know you're still there. This is the Stronghold on Benue TV. My name is Tifil, and we were talking about something that is it's a word coined out of two words. It is said that every ship is heading to a destination. It's a popular relationship quote that every ship is on the highway and is heading to a destination. There's friendship, there's partnership, there's relationship. So today we're going to be talking about a situationship. What is a situationship? Now, a situationship is it's a kind of friendship that is not exactly relationship. It hangs in between relationship and the desired destination. Okay, when a lady and a guy finds attraction, sometimes fantasies, like we said, fantasies take the front seat, and they fail to uh, spell out the terms. Exactly, that's what I'm looking for. There are two things involved: terms and destination. When the terms are not spelled and the destination is not well defined, you find that this ship begins to sail on the high sea without a destination, and it could end anywhere. And most often it ends in tears, especially for the guy or for the lady, but mostly for the lady, because ladies have this mindset of fantasies. They get easily obsessed with somebody when they meet a guy because he's good looking, he's well dressed, maybe he speaks good English. They just assume the rest that okay, he will be from a rich home, he will be a decent guy, he's going to be intelligent, and they start obsessing about this guy in so many ways. And they are running into this relationship with their eyes closed because of the fantasies and everything that has beclouded their judgment. They don't really open their eyes to see what is happening, and they just get into this relationship and start going. It's like you stop on Okada and you say, okay, you know, this destination, the Okada didn't really answer. You just say, ah, baby, you're beautiful, and you just sat on the bike, and the two of you are headed, and you don't know where you're going. It's weird. It's going to take you anywhere. That is exactly what a situationship is. Today I'm going to be alone. I'm not here with Susan, but I bet we're going to have fun if you're going to give me calls and we're going to discuss this together. We're going to go through all our segments as usual and we would have fun. The phone number is going to pop up on the screen right now and you expect your calls in the course of this discussion. The number is 0813 200 9411. I'll take that again. 0813 200 9411. It's right there on the screen. Give us a call and tell us what you think situationship is, and if you have ever experienced a situationship as a guy or as a lady, or perhaps maybe you know somebody who is currently in a situationship and you're trying to pull the person out or open their eyes to see. Now, how do people get into situationship? Like we said. Okay, I think we have a call. Alright, let's take this call before we discuss how do people get into situationship. Is that a call or a flash? Okay, another one is coming right through. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, hello, welcome to the show. This is the Stronghold on Benin TV.
Hello?
Yes, hello, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your name
What is your name, sir?
and where are you calling
What is your
from?
name, sir? Okay, what's your name? My name is Ati.
Sorry, I didn't get that. You said you said your name is what?
I'm television.
Okay, how old are you, please? Are you up to 18?
Ati.
Sorry?
Okay.
I think that person is a kid. Is not qualified to call on this program. This is 18 plus. So I'm going to have to drop that call. The program is for 18 plus. If you're not up to 18, we don't expect to see your call. All right, another call is coming right through. Let's hear from this person. Hello? Hello? Hello, you're live on the Stronghold on Benin TV. Speak to me, please. Hello? Okay, that person didn't know the call is active and running, but the person is not aware. Hello? You still there? Alright, I'm going to have to drop that one too. Alright, situationship, like we were saying. How do people get into situationship? When they find attraction and they fail to spell the terms and the definition of this relationship. Alright, let's get this call. Let's see. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello, are you there?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm from Benin State at Tesapa.
Okay, what's your name?
Benin State at Tesapa.
Alright, what's your name, please?
My name is Annabelle.
Alright. Alright, Annabelle, are you up to 18? Are you up to 18 years old? You sound very young.
Yes.
Alright, so tell us, what's in your own understanding is situationship? And, yes. Can you hear me? Okay, I think this is the first person
No,
that...
I'm not hearing you.
I think this is the first caller that called that we rejected the call. You sound very young. I don't think you're up to 18. Annabelle, are you sure you're up to 18?
It's not the person that calls first.
Okay. Alright, so tell me, what is situationship in your own understanding? Hello? Okay, I think we're having a problem here. The person can't really... Let me drop that call. Okay. Alright, another one is coming right through. Let's pick this one. Hello? Yes, hello? You're live on the show. This is the Stronghold. I can hear you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Who's on the line? Okay. All right, let's get this one. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Who is it, sir?
Yes, good evening. Your name? Where you're calling from?
I can see you from television.
Okay, we're having a lot of trouble here. I guess some kids are just playing around with their phones. And if you're a parent and you are watching this, it's not really nice. I think you should stop the children from disturbing this program. Let's get this one. Let's see. Hello? Yes, hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello, sir. You wear black shoes. You wear black shoes too. Yes. And you wear white clothes on purpose. Look at me. See you. Ah.
Okay, that's very uncultured. I think I have to mark that number and reject it. All right, like we were saying, situationship is a friendship that failed from the start to spell the destination and the terms of the relationship. So at the point, the expectations are not met, and both parties find bitterness. I think at this point we will go for our first break. We're going to watch a vox pop on the street and hear what people have to say about situationship. When we come back, the lines will be opened and the program will continue. Let's take our first break.
Yeah, switch on my TV, my run with then we TV live. Something, music calm down here. You already know. Something, music calm down here. You already know. Something.
I think a situationship is like an undefined relationship. Like you don't know what you're in. Like whether you're heading towards a relationship or not. You don't. You're just there waiting for like the outcome of what you're in. It's just like something heading to a relationship, but you're still in the process. I think it's from when people start talking. Like you talk and then you just make the relationship undefined. In my own opinion, I think lack of attention, like incompatibility, like when people are not compatible and you just want to manage and be in that space where you're not supposed to be there. I think it's because they don't like they're already attached because ladies they easily get attached to like guys like that. So I think on their own side they don't want to feel like that pain, having the brokenness for the from leaving the situationship or relationship. So they already attached to the person, and leaving will be hard for them. I think that is why they don't like leaving the place.
In my own words, I would say situationship is a state where the guy or the girl don't know where the relationship is heading to. So one of them is confused about it. I don't know that one person is confused. The other person knows where he or she stands. The guy is looking at the relationship, okay, is heading to marriage, but the girl is not seeing it that way. Probably she's not the type of guy or aspect that she's with currently. Then she's hoping for someone to come that then before she will not leave the guy. But then the guy thinks that, oh, this is the person I want. But then the girl is not making any progress. The girl is not making any move concerning moving the relationship to the permanent site. Let me just say it. Moving it ahead. I think the guy is supposed to spell out the terms because looking at it, the guy is the one who's getting married to the girl, and before the guy is the one who asked the girl out. So I think the guy should spell out the terms that, okay, this is what I want. This is where I want this relationship to head to. If the girl is comfortable with it, they can move ahead. But if she's not,
Situationship is a state of let's say friendship that people find themselves in and then assume they are dating, whereas they are not. It's just one thing leads to another, one thing leads to another, and it happens. Of course, one thing that leads to another should be conversation, and in this conversation, they kind of find similarity, and they just assume, oh, this person just has it. This person is just my kind of person. At this point, they didn't spell anything out. Conversation just started, and then they just assume up until when it's spelled out. Then they will now see that there's a whole lot of differences between each other. Right. So, but when it's not spelled out, they just keep assuming until the thing happens. When it happens, then familiarity will start setting in. They will start, wanting to take the situationship to a better relationship because they don't have value in themselves. That's one. If you have value in yourself, you will know that when somebody start getting close to you as a woman, common sense should tell you that you should define things. When a man likes you, you see it in his eyes. When he starts interacting with you, starts forming closeness with you, common sense should tell you that this man is up to something. So it's better you define those things early when you start getting close than you allow yourself fall into emotional feelings, and you not be able to judge with your sense of reasoning, but you start judging with your emotions. So it's better for you as a lady to define your whatever that is going on between you guys. You should define it early.
Okay, glad to have you back. That was Vox Pop. Voices on the street. People expressed what they think situationship is. And I quite agree with Team and Mercy right there. I think the guy should spell out the terms when it comes to the relationship because he goes out to ask the lady out, right? So he should tell her, this is what I am expecting. But at the point, ladies are always like, oh, I'm going to sound desperate if I ask the guy where are we headed right from the start. Okay, fine. But by the time you know the relationship has become, you have become familiar with the person and the friendship has solidified. It's okay at that point. I can't give you exact time frame, maybe like 3 months, but you should know when you have become familiar with your guy or your lady for you to discuss on such friendly terms. At that point, terms should be spelled out. I came across a situation. I had a friend. It wasn't a friend actually. It was somebody who reached out to us on our platform, our social media platform, and the person wanted to know if she was in a serious relationship or not. So I asked her some questions, and by the time she answered them, she knew where she was standing. She was actually in a situationship. Let's get this call. Yes, hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you're standing very close to your TV set, and I can hardly hear you.
Hello?
Yes, hello? Are you there? Alright, I have to drop that call. When you call, you need to step back from the TV so that the waves don't interfere. You can hear us from the handset and not the TV when you make the call. If you try to listen to us while the call is active from the TV set speaker, you're going to find a lot of noise and we can't take that call. Alright, so like I was saying, she wanted to know where she stands with her man. And I asked her some questions. One, have the terms been spelled? Do you know any close relation or somebody that is a boss or an uncle or somebody your man really respects? She was like, no. Are you friends with him on social media? She said no, that the guy blocked her. And by the time we began to push further, she discovered she was in a situationship. How do people get into a situationship? You just find somebody you're attracted to and you just assume that, okay, this is where this person wants to take me. And you don't spell it out. And by the time you discover that, okay, alright, let's take this call. It's kind of persistent. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, that's clear now.
Hello?
Yes, tell us your name and where you're calling from. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Alright.
Okay. My
think,
name is Michelle.
alright, Michelle, I can hear myself through your TV set. I think you should kill the volume totally. Can you do that?
Yes.
Alright, go ahead and do that. Let's speak through your phone.
Yes.
Alright, so tell us, Michelle, where are you calling from?
I'm to come from Akoti.
Alright, your volume from the TV set is still high. I can hear myself there. Okay.
It has been brought down.
Alright, so tell us, what in your own words, or in your own understanding, is situationship? Michelle, are you there?
Situationship is hereby
Yes, go on.
hereby like the way you and your partner you relate with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yes, go ahead. Have you
Yes.
experienced a
And
situationship before?
also it's no.
Alright, but do you know someone who is currently in a situationship? Hello, Michelle, are you there?
Yes.
Alright, so what are those things that are there that tells you that person is in a situationship? Hello, Michelle?
Constant quarreling and fighting.
Okay, constant quarreling and fighting. That's a good sign that they're in a situationship. They're failing to agree on terms, right? Alright, thank you very much, Michelle. I appreciate your call.
Yes.
Alright? Okay, so moving on. Okay, Like ladies want to know, is it okay from the scratch to begin to find out where this situationship is going, where this friendship is headed? Like we say, every ship is supposed to be heading somewhere, and when that destination is not clearly spelled out, it means, like Tim said, one of the party is confused about the destination. Now, ladies assume that okay, I love this guy, I can be a wife to him. I'm ready to accept him if he asks me. But the guy, on the other hand, is not feeling the same way, right? And like we said, we can't give a time frame when you should ask, but you should know when you have become friendly enough to bring such discussions to the table. All right. Now, when you ask a guy that, okay, what are we, or where are we headed, or you put the terms down that, okay, what is the intention of this relationship, and the guy becomes defensive that, oh, you are rushing me, you are pushing me, you are putting something in my mouth, you are making me say things that I'm not supposed to say. That is a red flag. That should show that okay, this guy has ulterior motive. Because if he truly wants to make up his mind about you, it won't take him 3 months. Guys are quick to know. They think logically, so they are quick to know if this lady meets up their terms of becoming their wife. If she meets up the qualities that they're looking for in somebody they intend to put in their home forever, somebody they intend to raise kids with. So it doesn't take them too long to see your character and determine all that. So where a guy doesn't want to talk about that, know that he's just taking you for a ride. And the same thing goes for the ladies. If you start talking as a guy, you start talking to your woman about plans in the future, and she's like, hey, slow it down. Let's take this slow. You should know at that point that there are certain things about you that she has not come to terms with. She is still struggling. Either she wants to see more of you, or she has made up her mind that, okay, this guy can't be my husband. Let's just keep shagging it until we see where it ends. So at that point where the two of you are friendly enough, that is when the terms should be spelled out, the destination should be determined. All right. Now, some say that they are headed for marriage. A guy will tell you, okay, I want to marry you. But that alone shouldn't suffice. If he says, okay, well, we're headed for marriage, I'm thinking about it, I'm saving for this and that, but you're not seeing indications of it, actions should tell more than words when it comes to such things. Because a relationship is a big deal. It's not something that you just say with your mouth and then you take it at face value. His actions should match his words. If he says, okay, I'm going to marry you, what do you think we're doing? We're in this relationship because we're trying to head towards marriage, but you're not seeing the fruits, you're not seeing the action, you're not seeing commensurate action to what he's saying. Like the lady that reached out to us and we had to explain her relationship. If the person has not introduced you to people that are serious in his life, maybe his pastor, his boss, or his senior uncle, or elder brother, his family members, you should know that there's a red flag. If the person failed to connect with you on all social media platforms, or the person can't introduce you as somebody they're in a relationship to the friends in the public, the person is shy of coming out in the open with you, you should know that these are red flags. These are the indications that this person is lying. This person is just taking you for a ride. You are in a situationship, you're not in a relationship. The two of you should be working towards it. And certain things really show that this person is serious. Sometimes you start putting things together, like contribution, buying certain things in your name together. You understand? I'm not talking about cohabiting or living together. It's not always nice because statistics show that couples that cohabited before they married always have a high propensity of breaking up during the marriage, because you have known each other and there's nothing new to look forward to. So when you finally get into marriage, the next thing that start popping up is disappointments and gray areas that you didn't see. And I don't know how it works. Sometimes it's like you're tired of each other, nothing new, and because the two of you cohabited, probably a lot of things happened. So during the marriage, the trust is broken. Sometimes loyalty is broken. The man suspects the lady of cheating, the lady suspects the man of cheating. So I'm not talking about cohabiting. I'm talking about putting things together. Maybe start buying items together like deep freezer, or enter into contribution together. Those are indications that okay, this is actually heading to the destination that both parties have in mind, and it's not just a situationship. When your man start doing things like that with you, you know that he's not lying. He's serious about what he's saying. Same goes with the lady. I've seen situations where it's the lady that's actually taking the guy for a ride. It's not always about the guy taking the lady for a ride. Ladies assume more. They assume more actually, but sometimes it's a lady that is playing the guy and the guy is just following. I've seen situations where the guy was like, okay, let's meet my family so day, and the lady's like, oh no, let's push it forward. And when that day comes, she always finds an excuse to push it forward, and like that until one day she was like, I'm not really feeling this thing. Understand? And so things begin to fall apart at that point. I think at this point, let's take our second break. When we come back, we're going to say why people remain in situationship. We're going to see reasons why people keep hanging in situationship even after they have known that okay, there is no future in this thing for me. Let's take our second break. Okay, glad to have you back. This is the Stronghold on Benet TV. The Stronghold is a singles and youth relationship program. It's not for marriage, but sometimes we discuss things that double into marriage because the intention of the information we give out is so that singles can have a good marriage. So we were talking about situationship. We said situationship is a friendship type that fails to reach the destination required, that fails to spell out the terms from the start. One or both parties are confused about what they're actually doing in that friendship. So it becomes a situationship, and it always ends in tears and in bitterness, sometimes in violent breakup and such. So we were talking about how people get into situationship, and right now we're going to be saying, giving out reasons why people find themselves in situationship yet they hang on. I think one of the first reasons, which is a very bad reason, is good sex. Some people know that okay, this guy I'm in a relationship with is not man enough to be my husband. I can't let him father my kids. He doesn't have the requirements that I want. He's not man enough in terms of okay, maybe financially he's not capable or not, or he is emotionally not mature, but of course he has some skills in bed, and so some ladies just hang in and keep enjoying that aspect, which is very wrong. There are a lot of disadvantages to that. We're not going to go into that in this episode because we have other episodes that we have discussed that, and there are other episodes coming that we will probably discuss that. But it's a bad thing. Now, other people hang in there for the marriage, the material benefits and the care that they get. Perhaps the guy is a rich guy, or the lady is from a wealthy family, so she's spending or he's spending, and they're getting those financial benefits and material benefits. So they know that okay, this thing doesn't have a future, but let's hang in as long as we can and keep enjoying the benefits until any day it crashes. Well, we've cashed out. And other people, for guys especially, is for the prestige of dating a pretty lady. Perhaps the lady is pretty, she's popular, they know she's into certain habits, maybe drugs, she has tattoos, and they don't like that, or she doesn't have manners, she can't cook, and all that stuff. She's maybe an artist, jumps around on the stage, she's popular, she's unfaithful, but just for the prestige of going out with a superstar or somebody who's popular, who's good looking, who's beautiful, and other people are drooling whenever the two of you are out, you find that some guys hang in a relationship and just keep enjoying that status. Then I'm dating a superstar, I'm dating a popular lady, I'm dating the daughter of so millionaire, and that kind of thing. And they know this is a situationship. There is no way in the world I'm going to get married to this lady. But let's hang in there and enjoy the benefits for now. And then for some ladies, maybe the guy is a handsome guy, is a popular guy, he's funny, he has some traits that they enjoy, he has action, he has adventure, he has the pomp. So they just keep hanging there and then enjoying the wild parties, enjoying his group of friends, his circle of community, and they keep keeping it on, and they know that okay, this is a situationship. Whenever it breaks, let it break. I don't care. But as long as it lasts, I'm enjoying the prestige, I'm enjoying the status of dating such a person. For some, it's actually a hope that this thing might graduate from situationship to an actual relationship and end to the desired destination. The chances of this one are usually very slim. Like we said in the beginning, guys especially make up their minds quite early. As soon as they meet a lady and they begin to know one or two things about you, they have made up their minds. So you can't change them per se. It's very difficult to change that mindset that they have developed about you. Because one thing, you can't change yourself. You always be who you are. And then another thing, I'm a guy so I know this. There are certain things he's looking out for, but he will never tell you. If he doesn't find them, fine. He settles it in his heart that okay, you are not the girl he's looking for. And he's looking for an excuse to leave the relationship. Meanwhile, sometimes it's about ignorance. Some ladies are totally ignorant about this. They can't read a guy. They don't know if the guy is truly in love with them or if the guy is just taking them for a ride. They don't know if they're in a situationship or a relationship. They're just going. I think that's a bad part. That's a very terrible part. If you don't have the emotional intelligence to read your relationship and know if this guy is totally into you or he's just taking you for a ride, you might be in a situationship for a very long time. That is the kind of situation you will see somebody will come on the internet crying her eyes out that I thought this guy was in love with me. We're actually going well and we never had trouble. He never cheated on me, and all of a sudden, pop, I saw his wedding card with somebody else. And then you hear all the bitter stories that touch the heart. But in fact, what happened there was the truth that lady didn't know she was in a situationship until it popped up in her face. It's a bad one. And then some guys do fall victims to that thing. They train a lady, send her to school, she graduates, and while she's on campus, she finds some more enlightened guy, some more fun guy, some guy who is more educated than the probably illiterate guy who's spending money sending her to school, trying to build her status so he can marry a befitting wife. And she finds love on campus, and when she returns, she finds a way to break the situationship and move on to marry the true love of her life. It happens. It's everywhere on the internet. We see it every day on social media. These are people that are ignorantly in situationship and they have no clue about it. For some people, you can't read them. They are masters of deception. They can fake all the love, they can buy you things. Some people are even so crafty and so carefree with the hearts of others that they can go to any length to convince you that they are actually in a relationship headed somewhere with you. Perhaps they have parents that they don't respect, or they have elder ones that are not really holding sway over their life, so they don't mind if they can lie to them. I've seen situations like that where people can actually take you to their parents and introduce you to their parents, but they don't care. They can dump you any day and tell their parents that she is the one that dumped me. Or, oh, I found out that she was unfaithful, and the parents are going to side them. Whereas the truth is hidden, and you were actually in a situationship. The situation is dicey. It's really, really dicey. You really can't tell at the point. But that is why we advise people to be prayerful. Because if you believe in God and you hold close to the Holy Spirit, He whispers things to you. Right? Now, this is for those who are Christians and who believe in God. If you are walking closely with God, you know that a man can't really lie to you, and then you are a child of God, and God will allow you to fall into that lie and get your entire life trapped. It has happened. I've seen it. Some good Christians fall into relationships and sometimes marriages that are built on deception. But if you check very well, there is a purpose to it, and sometimes these people fail to listen to the voice of the Holy Spirit, and they end up in this situationship called marriages. I've seen where people of other faiths come to deceive Christians and lure them into something called marriage and force them to switch from their religion into that which they married into unknowingly. If they were close and they were listening to the voice of the Holy Spirit, they could avoid such things. And then sometimes it is good to make things formal. Take it to the court, have some formal things signed up, so that in the case where things turned out to be deceptive and false, the law can take its course. Yes, those are ways that you can avoid falling into situationship or ending up where you don't really want yourself. Okay, so how do you get out of it? We're discussing it already. First, call for definition at the beginning of the relationship. Right? Take that thing straight by the horns. Let's define the terms. By the time you become friendly with this person, let's know what's up, so that you don't end up in the situationship. Alright, time is so much against us. Let's break this up, and when we come back for our last break, we'll go into the Q&A session, and I'll still be here. Don't go away.
Yeah, switch on my TV, my room with the new TV live.
Music count down here. You already know. Top 10, top 10, top 10. Music count down here. You already know. Top 10.
Okay, Glad to know you're still there. This is still the Stronghold, and next up is the Q&A session. We have a social media handle where people can reach us and drop their relationship puzzles, where we try to give the best counsel we can. So, first question for today comes from somebody in Makodi known as Denison. It says, Stronghold, the normal thing going on in town now is small girls standing on the way, waiting for men to take them to Exodus Cinema. It is it still possible to trust girls of 15 to 17? Should we now start dating girls of 14? Okay, girls of 14 are underage. You can't date them. Except if their religion, of course, accepts it and the parents and every other person is in agreement with it. But normally, I think girls of 14 are too young for relationship or marriage. Um, the fact that a lot of people are doing something doesn't mean everybody is into it. You can always find one or two persons to trust, or even more. And in Makodi here, I see them a lot. I am concerned as well as you are, but I know there is somebody out there that you can trust, and all you need to do is just trust that you are first person that worth that trustworthy person. Because if you are not, trust me, you're going to navigate your way. Your path is going to take you away from that person. And even if by chance you find that person, you will not be able to build a good relationship with that person because likes attract. And if you are not that kind of person that wants somebody trustworthy, you are not trustworthy yourself, you don't deserve that person. So, first of all, be the kind of person you want to attract, and you're going to attract that person. All right, moving on. Question 2. Tifil, tell me the truth. What would you do if a lady you know very well to be former Olosho wants you and is ready to change? Can you accept her? This is Nneka. Miss Knack. Nneka, Miss Knack. Alright? Okay, I'll tell you the truth like you asked. People change. I think the word Olosho refers to prostitutes, if I'm right. But people change. No matter the pit of hell people have sunk into in their lives, there's a possibility that people can change. I know it myself. I've witnessed it. I've helped a few to change, and I know it's possible. So people can change, no matter how bad they were. They can retract their steps back to positive uh, paths and take drastic action and change their lives and become the people you want them to be, and they can achieve whatever they want to achieve in this life. All right, 3. Susan and Phil, my mom-in-law is now living with us, and nothing I do please her. Before now, my husband didn't use to complain, but now he is always complaining about my cooking and everything. He doesn't even want to touch me because his mom is angry with me. What can I do? Hidden, okay? We the ID is hidden in bracket because we deliberately decided to hide that ID. We didn't want to expose that person. She didn't mind her name out, but we didn't want to put it there. So I think this is a very sensitive one, which we're going to refer her to counseling, and that will not be handled here. But it came in the inbox, so we just decided to read it out so that in case there's somebody else facing similar something, you can always reach out to us. But we will not handle that one here. It's quite sensitive. All right, let's move on to 4. 4 says, Stronghold FC, please answer your messenger chats. All right, we'll do that. We have always been doing that, but we are mostly on WhatsApp where people contact us more. That's why sometimes we might miss one or two messages from the messenger. All right, can we pay you guys a visit and have a deal. We want to know if we can merge with you for a project. We need sponsorship for relationship reality show, something like BBN. All right, that's another one. We're going to contact that person, Cindy Weld. Right, we're going to contact Cindy Weld and we'll answer that one directly to her. 5. Susan and Tifil, what's your best advice to a man who leaves his wife home for 2 days without calling and doesn't want you to complain? Says you are not submissive. Elizabeth. Alright, that's a bad one. That's being very irresponsible. My advice to such a person is that you should take your marriage serious. Your wife should be your partner, not just somebody you marry and dump at home to do your home chores and maybe raise kids and cook for you. She should be your partner. If you are going to do anything that requires you leaving her, she should know. She is not your child, she is not your house help, she is not your gatekeeper or whatever. So she should be brought up to the status of your partner because marriage is partnership. It's the strongest partnership. She should be informed before time if you're going to be away from her for some hours and you know at the point she will be married. My advice is such a man should try to be more responsible because it's very childish when you don't account for your moves and you throw it back at someone trying to correct you for being like accusing the person for not being submissive enough. Being submissive is not taking every garbage and not complaining. Being submissive is reasoning out and following. It's not accepting or having to put up with all kinds of misbehavior. If you are misbehaving as a man and your wife corrects you, you should be able to take that correction. And I hope she does the correction with respect. The fact that the man has misbehaved in one way or another doesn't give you the authority to shout him down or talk down on him or use some abusive words. You don't do that. It's not nice. But if you're submissive in the right way, then that man should have the maturity to take correction. It's not only the husband that corrects the wife or the parents that correct the kids. Some parents are mature enough to take correction even from children. And this father should be able to take, the husband should be able to take correction from the wife. It's a partnership thing. It's not a husband know it all situation. Alright, let's move to the 6th and the last one. We don't have much time. Alright, hello Stronghold. I am Pastor Kelvin Usa, right? Good to know you, Pastor Kelvin Usa. I love your program, but I keep asking, do young people benefit from what you do? Of course they do. Are there testimonies of change? Please tell me, and if not, what's the essence? Because all I see is sin and unrighteousness in this generation. Thank you. Chatting from OD. Alright. I will say yes, a big yes. I can't show you our inbox or the chat we have with people, but there are quite bulky number of testimonies and positive feedback that we get on our social media chat, our social media platforms, our WhatsApp, our Facebook Messenger, and personal calls that people call me. They tell me, okay, this is how they've been helped with our program. A particular married woman was almost giving up on her marriage until she reached out to us, and we had to help her by giving her strong advice and even going into a session of fasting and praying with her. And at the end, she had everything corrected and she's enjoying her marriage right now. And there are other people that I know who know me personally around my neighborhood, even at my office and other places, that keep telling me that, okay, this is what they have learned, this is what they have gotten, this is what they've gained. So all I know that unrighteousness and sin, like you put it, speaks louder in the society. We see it everywhere, and it's like stroking your eye more than the silent good that people are doing. But that doesn't mean that good doesn't exist. And I can tell you for sure that a lot of people gain from this program, and they reach out to us to tell us thank you in one way or another. And some even send in some goodies, which I will not disclose, but some people have appreciated us in a lot of ways, and we're grateful to them. Some have partnered with us, some have sponsored certain segments by giving out free meals, giving out free packages, giving us branded T-shirts and stuff like that. So we are doing some impact there to the best of our knowledge, and by the grace of God, we'll continue doing that. So thank you, Pastor Kelvin, for inquiring. But yes, I will say that we're gradually impacting our generation, and by God's grace, you're going to see change in the near future. All right, so this is where we wrap it up. I hope that was the last on the Q&A session. This is where we wrap it up on the program for today. Thanks to all our callers, and even to those that were disturbing, those little kids that were disturbing with our call. I wish I could reach out my hand in the phone and pull your ear and tell your parents to stop allowing you to disturb the program. It's for adults and not kids. But for those that called and those that were on our Vox Pop, we want to say a big thank you. I'm hoping to be here next episode with Susan, so we can have fun as usual. If you are in situationship, I hope you can recognize the signs from all we have been able to say today, and you know what to do to pull yourself out. From the Stronghold desk and from behind the desk, this is Phil signing out, saying thanks for being our guest. Good night. Let's do it again next week. Bye.
Msuche ya mtichi moka fada